Kscope 2015 in Florida.
So we're here at Kscope15 in Florida, and Todd Trichler, developer outreach advocate, and get an opportunity to interview a very interesting developer, John Scott, who also happens to be one of our Oracle ACE directors. And thank you very much for all the help you do in the program there. John, you've given a bunch of presentations here at the conference. ODTUG, what do you think of it?
Firstly, thanks for having me here, Todd. It's a pleasure. I've been to ODTUG. I've kind of lost track over the years, lots of years now. Every year is a great year. I love presenting here, the enthusiasm of the audience. I think everybody steps up their game when they present at ODTUG, because we know it's a technical conference. People like to see live demos, see presenters showing the latest, coolest, best features. So always a pleasure to present here.
Excellent. And I know I got to sit in on some of your sessions. I caught the JSON in the Oracle 12c
Yes.
in the database. You were demoing a lot of the new features there about the support in the database, how you can put a JSON object right in a club and serve it up as if it was a relational table, really.
Yeah, exactly. I did two presentations here. So I did one on Node.js. And I literally just got out of the one on JSON support. To me, the Node.js one is the fun one. The JSON one, that's the core bread and butter of what we as developers are looking forward to using in the Oracle database. And it's really the culmination of three particular components, which is the JSON support in Oracle 12c, combined with the JSON support in APEX 5, and also leveraging the Oracle REST Data Services, which is the new name for the APEX listener.
And that's now version 3.0.
That's version 3.0, completely renamed. You can use it without having to use APEX, which is a key differentiator from the APEX listener. But it makes it so easy and trivial now to publish and consume REST web services, which traditionally, years ago, APEX was really good at consuming the REST web services, not so good at publishing them. Now that loop has been closed, so now it's really easy to integrate your APEX apps with third-party applications.
Yeah, it was fun to watch you demoing, and you showed us that little hack where if it was a primary key without even specifying the web service, you could just put the primary key in there and it would pull up that specific record with ORDs.
Exactly. It was one of those moments when I was looking through my demos, trying it out. I just tested that and I thought, that works. That's built in. I didn't need to do any extra functionality for that. And I spoke to Chris Rice about it. And there are so many cool features just baked into the product that we don't need to reinvent the wheel. So there's some really cool features.
And you also showed the management capabilities with SQL Dev and the ORDs. It was interesting. You said, okay, 12c, JSON 12c in the database, APEX 5, the support there, and ORDs 3.0. You said, this is my ideal development environment. Do you want to talk about why you say that?
Absolutely. I think I've always been an advocate of APEX. We built our company around APEX. It's the only development platform we use. However, there have been certain tasks over the years that have been difficult to do in APEX. Naturally, you might gravitate towards doing them in APEX. And I'm talking about things like integrating with third-party services or having outside applications reach into your APEX application. Now I think that gap has been closed. So using JSON as a mechanism for that really opens up a lot of APEX applications to integrate with other applications inside the business. One thing you didn't mention there, Todd, I'd just like to call out the Node support that Oracle have now got out. So Oracle, as you're aware, now have an official Node Oracle database.
NodeDB?
Oracle NodeDB, which for me, I'm really interested in what's happening in the Node sphere right now. So to see Oracle backing Node, providing a stable driver for Oracle really is a vote of confidence towards that. And I believe Oracle made some recent announcements around Node cloud platform support.
There's going to be a cloud service. They finally announced that, but that's really exciting. That's going to be similar to, I think they have a Java developer service that they're putting out there. This one will be focused on the Node stuff. One of the great thing, and you actually mentioned it in your talk, you said, I really want to get the club support in the Node driver. And so, you know, I was speaking to Chris Jones, the product management for the Oracle NodeDB driver, and he was saying that already in the community, because they've tested the Oracle NodeDB, it's stable, more performant than the original community-generated one. You're already seeing a swing in the community of guys wanting to use it, and guys actually, even some of the guys that were responsible for building the original community one, saying, please use the Oracle one. He also said that it didn't have all of the features that the original one did, but people, you know, that are using it for a performance perspective, they're excited about that.
Right.
What other feature other than the club support would you like to see in there?
Oh, in Node specifically? Oh, great question. Wasn't prepared for this one. So I'm so focused on the blob and club support. I think right now, not many people are actually using it in the community. They're not aware of it. That is changing.
Okay.
So I'd like to see not specifically a feature, but perhaps more community engagement around feeding back feature sets into the Node driver.
And that is a great call to action, actually. It's open source, guys. You can all contribute. So as you said, you know, here's an opportunity. Get the community engaged. If you care about using Node with the Oracle database, it's an open source driver. You can all give back. Going to hit you another curveball here.
Great.
Okay.
That's what we like.
One of the emails that came up that Stephen said was thanking you for your work on the PL SQL challenge.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So I love any type of thing that makes it easier for somebody to get up and running on a technology. I love the 101 content. I love it when we actually make it easier for somebody who may be new to a particular technology or space to have a service or an application or a how-to that makes it easier for them to get up and running and be successful.
Right.
PL SQL Challenge, your name come up as doing some of the heavy lifting. Do you want to talk about that process? We recently got it now under the Oracle domain. They've just put it out on production. I know you had a lot of hand in it. You've probably been supporting it over the years. I'm not that familiar with the backstory. What's the backstory?
So the backstory is, I've known Stephen for a lot of years, and he came up with the idea of the PL SQL Challenge and was looking for a technology to develop that website in. Because he knew we were involved in Application Express at the time, he reached out to us because it was a perfect fit for the application he was trying to develop. Apex, easy development platform, backed by the Oracle database, complete fit for a website like PL SQL Challenge. So we initially, years ago, developed a prototype for it. Stephen kind of guided us through what he wanted. Eventually we kind of backed off the development side of it. Stephen took over, and he's had quite a few people help him over the years. My role evolved into supporting the application, so it's making sure it ran and you know, backups were taken, that kind of role. So every time the website was running slowly, I get an IM from Stephen, you know, what's happening on the website. But I've really enjoyed the ride over the years, and it's great to see Oracle bring the PL SQL Challenge in-house. I think there's going to be a larger audience out there. It's going to be publicized to not only people who are already using PL SQL, but a whole new generation of PL SQL developers. So it's really great to see the transition back into Oracle, where I think it's belonged for quite a few years.
Well, excellent. I appreciate you uncovering the kimono, therefore, or the under the covers. And thanks for all your work, John.
Thank you,
Enjoy
Todd.
the rest of the conference.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Thank you.